All right, so just a quick overview before you take your exam one. Should have already completed your mastering work. So the dynamic study modules, as I've pointed out in the orientation video and in the announcements, need to be done by the due date or they're an automatic 0. Homework can be done with a 1% per day penalty. Most of the Blackboard work with the quizzes and the exams I will take late as long as you contact me without penalty. With the discussion boards, you'll lose one post and you can't get any extra credit if you do those late. Before you take your exam, make sure you do both attempts on the quiz. The multiple choice for the exam will come directly from those quizzes. And so if you take both attempts, you'll see more of the questions. Study between the two attempts so that you can review the material that you weren't so sure on with your first attempt. So you'll have the multiple choice, but you will also have some written questions. And so here are your possible exam questions. This week, you'll just see the one chapter because we just do chapter 1 for week 1. And they're in a PDF and a Word document. And so when you see these questions, make sure you answer them all and understand them all. And you can put those on the 2 pages of handwritten notes. Remember, these have to be handwritten notes, one-sided, 2 pages, and you need to show those to me in your intro video when you're scanning your room. But pay attention to the point values. If it's a 6-point, 9-point question, that means I want more than a sentence. A sentence will not get you but a point or 2. And so pay attention. It's not just list, it's list and explain. And that's what gets you the 6 points. Same thing here, discuss. Don't just list the levels of biological organization, discuss what each level is and how it feeds into the next level of organization. So that's 9 points. Define, discuss. So pay attention to that. When you list, you will get some credit, but you most certainly will not get all credit. When you have any fill in the blank on your exams, also make sure you separate. If it's 2 words and there's not 2 answer blanks, make sure you separate them by a semicolon. If you ever have questions about any fill in the blank on your quizzes or your exams, feel free to reach out to me and I will be glad to look at them for you. Because sometimes a typo will count it wrong, and I'm glad to work with you on that. Also, to help you stay oriented in the test, not the test, sorry, oriented in the course, make sure you keep an eye on your calendar. You have a overview course calendar here under Start Here, and it gives you your release and due dates. And here's a 1-page version of it. And so you can see those release and due dates all in one place, but for a more comprehensive and up-to-date calendar, always look at the calendar within Blackboard. You can look at it in a month view, but it doesn't give you the details necessarily, but it will show you when things are due. For more detail, click on the due dates. When you click on the due dates, it'll give you day by day what is due. Some of them you can actually click on and use that link to do the work. And so here you can see that yesterday you had all of the homework and dynamic study modules due. Today you have the scientific labs due. And then tomorrow you will have the exams due. But because of Memorial Day, if you need another day, just let me know and I'll be glad to take them on Tuesday. And again, if this is a semester other than summer session, you have the same things. They just may not be due on these exact days. So look at your due dates, not the ones I'm showing you in the video, to see when things are due. But they're set up basically the same every semester when things are due: Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays. And then discussions on Thursdays once we get into the semester. And so I try to, after the first week or two, keep everything pretty consistent with when they're due until we get to that last week, and then they get a little off again. But as always, if you have questions, please reach out. If you do not ask, I cannot help. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend, and let me know if you have any questions.